Let's go over the Star Wars franchise when it comes to Star Wars Episode 9, actor Mark Hamill, and the original director Colin Trevorrow. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, Episode 9 is currently being directed by JJ Abrams over in the UK, at Pinewood specifically, and over at the Cardington Sheds and the Scottish Highlands. They're working very hard on Star Wars Episode 9, and principal photography is said to wrap in or around January to February of 2019, so we got a ways to go until we actually get to see our very first snippet of footage of the final installment of the sequel trilogy. Now, today I wanted to go over Mark Hamill's response to the original Luke Skywalker in Star Wars Episode 9 by Colin Trevorrow, who was the original director and writer of Episode 9 before he was fired by Kathleen Kennedy, head of Lucasfilm, etc. And this is what Mark Hamill had to say about the original Luke and the original Episode 9 and his feelings. The changes in the directors have been hard for me because I admire Phil so much. I admire Chris so much. I admire Colin and their body of work. But again, it's got to be real difficult to come to a meeting of minds on something this massive. I had discussions with Colin. I was very excited because we were on the same page in terms of where we wanted to go and how we wanted to see Luke in a way that we never seen him, even in the current version. But I don't know what went on. I don't want to know because there is no upside to that story. I like all those people. I like Kathy, and I like Lawrence Kasdan, and all the people that are involved in that decision. But sometimes ignorance is bliss, and they don't tell me anything. So that's what Mark Hamill had to say about the original Episode 9 and the original concept of Luke Skywalker in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, Colin Trevorrow was going to bring a Luke Skywalker that we have never seen before in the current version. Now, I don't know if that was in reference to a Force ghost, or if Luke Skywalker was going to live on past The Last Jedi. I have no idea. But we do know one thing here, is that in JJ Abrams' script, Luke is also returning, and he will be doing something very special with that character, and he will be using revolutionary technology on Mark Hamill. Now, that could either mean two things, is that they're doing some kind of new Force ghost in Episode 9, or they are going to bring us a young Luke Skywalker, a flashback quite possibly, for Luke as a character in Episode 9. Now, it really does make you think to yourself, right? Exactly what was the original concept of Luke in Colin's version of Episode 9? Now, granted, I know a lot of people don't trust Colin either because of the whole Jurassic World and Jurassic World 2 situation on how those movies performed and how, all those, especially the second one, I heard it got a lot of criticism, but Colin Trevorrow, I'm still very much curious as to what really was going on in the original script. Will we ever learn about the original story of Episode 9? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that we'll learn about it in the way future, like way after the sequel trilogy is like long, pretty much released and just old. I think just like George Lucas, how he just came out and revealed the original concepts of the sequel trilogy, I think that we could very well learn the same exact thing of Episode 9 by Colin in the years to come. So we do know that Colin wanted to do something very special between both Luke and Leia. And now with JJ Abrams, directing the movie and how he wrote the movie with, Chris Terrio on the side, it really does make you think, right? Did they carry that part of Colin's script over into JJ's script, where they are going to treat Luke Skywalker in a different way that we have never seen before in the current version, where it could be a Luke that we have never actually seen. So I don't know what Colin's, concept of that really was. I don't know if he was going to do something with the Force ghost or a living version of Luke Skywalker in the form of either a flashback or maybe even him, bringing him back to life or just not having him get killed off at all. I don't know. The only thing is that we do know that there were a lot of creative differences between both Kathleen Kennedy and Colin Trevorrow about the overall story, and when Carrie Fisher passed away, he had a lot of complications with the script. He really couldn't figure it out, and that's when things just went downhill. So looking at episode 9 here, with JJ Abrams' version, the fact that Mark is back, and that JJ will be doing something special, it seems as so, that JJ adopted whatever concept that Colin may have had and actually kind of done some tweaks to it. We know that, you just can't do somebody else's work and just do that. I'm sure JJ was inspired by what Colin did, or got an idea by what Colin did in the original script, and kind of, just went over there, from that point on forward for the character of Luke. It's going to be interesting for sure as to what JJ's going to do in this movie, and exactly what they will be doing with him, either in the form of a Force ghost or a flashback. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.